All right, so this is everything that comes in the box. This, of course, is the actual telescope. It's the Celestron NexStar 8 SE. All right, this is one thing that comes in there. You get one tool, but you're going to need a Phillips head. You have what is called a star pointer finder scope that attaches, I believe, right here. And this is how you kind of like figure out where the star is, and then you focus in on it. But we're going to show you that in another video. This is the main base here, all right? And it has the hand control here, all right? It kind of sets in there like that. And then over here is the tripod, and it is beefy, and these extend. You have to unscrew those. In here, it doesn't come with batteries, so you have to put 8 AA batteries in here underneath there, and I'll show you guys that. And this is where you slide that part of the telescope into, and we attach this, of course, to the top of that. And that's basically everything that comes with it. This is the booklet itself here, all right? And you're going to need this, let me tell you, man. It's a little more complex than I thought. And there's a quick start guide, but it really doesn't, I mean, you may need a little more instruction. So I'm going to try to do that for you guys. So let's go ahead and let's try to get this thing going. And I'm going to show you guys how to put it all together and how to use it. All right, the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to open up this to put the batteries in. So you're going to need to get this little thing here. Now they say just to pop it right here, but I found it's really hard. So I've got this really small screwdriver that I kind of put in there, and I'm just going to go easy. And then once it does come up, I just kind of like easily pop it out. I don't want to pull it because I want to break it. And these things get stuck in here, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. You're going to need 8 of these AA's. And then you're going to slide them right in here like this. You want to go negative to the spring, right? So you're going to slide that in, and you're just going to continue to do that all the way through until you get them in there. You know what I mean, jelly beans? So here I go, getting them in. Just make sure you put them in right, otherwise it's not going to work. So you see I put the negative to there. And whatever the spring is, usually that's where you got your negative thing, and then bam, now you got all of your batteries in there. You've got these 2 little nubs, and you got 2 little spots right there that you got to get it in there, and then these things have to set over there, and these 2 things here have to slide into those 2 holes. So you got to be careful with it. Just kind of get it in there, kind of you got to bring it up and then bring it down, and you're going to see it really doesn't fit good, you know what I mean? It's not, oh, there we go. Finally I get it on. Once I do, then I can push it down. But look, it doesn't want to do it. You got to kind of line it up. So this is not a really good design, I got to tell you. But, oh, there we go, we got it. Oh, what a nightmare. Anyway, you're going to have a little problem with that. And remember, just be gentle, try not to break it. But that's how you put the batteries in. All right, next one I'm going to show you guys is how to extend these feet on this tripod. You're going to notice that there's a little screw, unscrew this, so you can see which way I'm doing it with my finger, and then it just slides out. You see? I mean, it goes out pretty good. And this nib down here is nice and soft. It's rubber, right? And then to lock it out, you would come here and you would just go the opposite way that you went. You follow me? So what I'm doing is I'm tightening it. And so if I was facing it, I would be going clockwise. If I was facing it to loosen it, I would go counterclockwise. See it from this thing here. To loosen it, I go counterclockwise. To lock it down, I go clockwise. It's that simple. That's how you extend it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in like this, and then I'm just going to lock it down because I have to set the base on top of this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up and we're going to set it on the ground, and we're going to spread these legs all the way out, okay? When you're first setting it up, you could extend these if you wanted to. I'm not going to extend them for right now because I got to work on it a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the legs up as far as they go, just like this. You see that? Kind of pulling them all the way out. I'm just going to set her down on the ground. It should be level right there. So let me just show you the interior of this. So you can see how beefy this is. It's got really good, strong, connectors here. I mean, it's a pretty good product, I've got to say. And let's go ahead and set her down. Now, of course, we can make it much higher, but we're going to put the base on right now. And I'm going to show you guys how we do that. So anyway, here's our top of our tripod. And if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3 of these, right? And You see how they kind of pop down like that? Also notice how this sticks out a little bit, and you've got this middle part. So if you look on here, you're going to see the same thing on the bottom of it. So you see this little thing sticking out? That helps you to line it up properly on this base for the tripod. So if you look here, you'll see there's that little hole there. That's where that spot right here goes. And then there's 1, 2, 3 that go inside of the tripod. If I turn the base this way, just for a second here, you'll see on the bottom of it, you've got your 1, 2, 3, and you got that center hole. 1, 2, 3, center hole. We match that little thing up there with that right there. And that's basically how we're going to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and get it done. And I just want to try to get that kind of lined up. And this thing, this is ridiculous. This should stay in there, but it doesn't. It keeps falling out. You know, you would think that it would have a little bit better of attachment on there, but it doesn't. So what am I going to do? All right, so once we get this matched up, then we should be able to go underneath and tighten them down. You follow me? So here we are, right? We got it, our base matched up here. You know, it's matched up over here too, and here, and over here. So these now, we should be able to go ahead and tighten this in there. But you'll feel it catch. Once it catches, then you know you're good. So see the way I'm turning it? I'm turning it right in there, it's locking it down. And then we got one more. So notice which way I'm going. All right, so when you get done, that should be seated right up next to it. You shouldn't have any of it sticking out. So that one looks good. You can see how this sets in there, and this is nice and tight. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks okay, I guess. You'd think it would sit better, right? See how it's got gaps in it? You know what I mean? But that's in there. Let's look at the last one. Okay, over here, that's nice and tight, right? So yeah, and if you move this, shouldn't move. You know what I mean? Should be good. So this is locked in there. We're looking good. All right. Now we're supposed to put this piece on here, but I am missing a bolt or a nut. It did not come with it. It came with this, but that doesn't help me. And I'll show you what I'm supposed to put on there. This piece right here is supposed to fit on there like this, and then there's supposed to be a nut right there. But I didn't get one. So yeah, that didn't work very well. We got the base for the telescope on there. We've got our batteries in there. Now we can put the telescope on this. But we got a problem, right? If I slide the telescope down on this, it will just fall right through, right? So the way this works is there's a clamp. You see how that's moving out? Watch. See how that turns out? Now watch when I turn it this way. It pushes in. And that's how it holds the telescope in there. So first we got to unscrew it so it's a little bit flush. Not too flush, because you can see how this is like a little angle there. And when you slide the telescope in, you got to get the side with the angle on it. So if you look, it doesn't matter because they're both the same side. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this thing so that it rotates, and this is horizontal. And then we can just slide this in without having to worry about gravity pulling it down. You follow me? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come to this side of the base. And you're going to notice there's a little thingamabob here, and then there's a little thingamabob here. This is your universal on button. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn that on. I'm just going to press it like this, and then bam, look, it's on, ready to go. But I got to get this thing rotated, right? So before I try to calibrate it or do anything, I want to put the thing on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to press on this top button until this rotates all the way around and it becomes horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead and press. And you'll notice it's turning. You see that? Got my finger on it. It's going to rotate all the way around. And then when we get it pretty horizontal, which is what we want, right there, boom. See that? Now if I want to go the other way, I could just do a little hit and just back it up until it's perfectly even. All right, there we go. So now we're even here, right? So now we can go ahead and set our telescope on there. And the way we're going to do that is I'm just going to slide it in like this until you see the name over on this side. So that's what we're going to do. So here, you see, I've got to get the telescope to slide into those little crevices here, But it's got, so this has to be tight enough right here so that it doesn't fall forward out of the machine. So I think I'm pretty close. We're gonna slide it in and see. So I'm coming from this angle. I'm gonna bring her in. Once you get all these things figured out, it's gonna be easier. I don't know if you guys can see it. Nope. Nope, too tight. Okay, we gotta go down a little bit. Like that. You gotta get under here and under here. All right, let's see. Pick her up and slide her through. Too tight. Loosen her. Get her all the way through until I see the name, and I start to tighten it. I think I got it. I'm afraid to let go of it. If I come over here, I want you guys to see. If I loosen it just a little bit here, I can get this pretty even with the edge. But I think I'm good. So now I'm turning it this way to tighten it. You follow me? I want it on there, man. I don't want this falling off. All right, I think I'm good. Let's come over here and check it out. Take a look at it. We got it on there. Let's see what happens when I do this. That's up. That's down. It's left. That's right. All right, we finally did something right. Thank God. You can see here how it's slid under and it slid under there. And then this, like, you're gonna have to hold it and twist it. If you got another person to help you, it might be good. You know what I mean? But that gets it on there. And you wanna be able to see the name. You follow me? You wanna be able to see the name. And there we are, we're on. It looks pretty good. Now the next thing is we gotta put our spotter on here. That's our next thing. You have what is called a star pointer finder scope that attaches, I believe, right here. And this is how you kind of like figure out where the star is, and then you focus in on it. It looks pretty good. Now the next thing is we got to put our spotter on here. That's our next thing. So if you look at it, it looks pretty simple, right? You got to pull this out of here. Now this thing's ready to rock, right? And I think this is the on and off switch here, but I'm not sure. We'll find out in a minute. All right, so this goes on here. And you look, you'll see. So look, you see how this has these two little lines? Right here, there's two little lines. So what I do is I just got to get it on, slide it like that, and bam. Now, and you can, move it back and forth a little bit. I don't know exactly where we're going to want to have it, but I'm going to leave it right there for right now. And so this is, you look through this to spot, like, Jupiter or whatever you're looking at. You look through that, and there's a red dot when you turn it on. And we're going to have to try it out, and we're going to have to lock it in on something. And you want to make sure that you turn it off, or your battery will go dead. See, it's even giving you a warning sign. Make sure you turn it off each time. This, I'm not sure. I don't think this is, I'm not sure what this is here. I think that this is the on and off switch here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, let's see. That's off, and that's on. Off, on. So make sure you leave it off, otherwise you burn out your battery. Right, so this piece is going to fit in there like this. I've got to take this cap off of it. I've got to loosen these two screws and pop this cap off. And then we just slide it in, and bam, Bob's your uncle, you got that piece done. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull this cap off. I'm going to save it. I don't want to lose any of this stuff, right? So we got the cap off, right? Notice that there's screws on there. I don't know why, but there it is. And then I'm going to loosen these. There's one here, so I'm going this way to loosen it, and I'm doing the same thing here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off of here, right? And then I'm just going to stick that in there like that. Got to get it in. Oh, there we go. And then I'm just going to tighten these down, just like that. You see that? I tighten that one, and then there's one underneath here. Let me show it to you. So I tighten this one here, right? It's nice and tight. And I tighten this one here. There we go. So that's in there. So if I loosened it, I would just go like this. I want to be careful because I don't want to drop anything. I don't want anything to fall out. So let's loosen it for a second. So now this is loose, right? So see this right here? That's going in that hole there. All right, just like that. And I'm just going to slide it all the way in, just like that. And I'm going to try to get it kind of straight. You know, you could have it a little bit of an angle. And then I'm going to come here, I'm going to tighten this. And then I'm going to come over here and tighten this one. Maybe I'll loosen this one just a little bit, then tighten this one, so it's even. All right, so that's it. Now this, we've got a little screw cap on, I think. No, maybe not. Oh, look how that pulls off. All right, so that kind of just pulled off. I'm going to set that there for now. And then we're going to pull these back a little bit, just like that. And then we're going to grab this, going to take the top of it off. Anyway, I don't lose it. And then I'm just going to set it in there like that. All right, so if you notice, there's a little screw thing there. But I'm going to let it go all the way down. First, I'm going to pull these out. So now it should fit right in there. Well, it should fit in there. There we go. Now I'm going to just kind of tighten these so it doesn't come out. And bam. That's my eye thing that I look through. And just like that. Now you don't want to lose this stuff, okay? So you want to hang on to this in case you want to take it all apart. You know what I mean? Jelly beans? But that's our basic assembly right there. Notice I kept this cap on there. So let's save these caps, right? I'm going to set them over here. And I have this little box that I kept, and I'm going to stick them inside of that box so I don't lose them, you know? But here we are. We pretty much got this ready to go now. And look, check it out. There she goes. She's going up. That's it right there, baby. Yeah. Now, if I want to turn it off, I come back down here, and I can just hit this button here. And bam, it's off. We just let it sit there until we get some darkness tonight, and then we'll try it out. All right, I want to show you how this hood works. If you notice, there's like a little thing right here. So to get it off, you got to kind of twist it. You know what I mean? You got to twist it like that. See? Now I can pull it off. If you look right there, you see how there's a there's like a little thing that slides in there, and there's little catches there, and then that comes off. And that, I think there's 3 of them, right? So you just got to here check it out. Look at Celestron, 2 million jillion MMs. I don't even know what all this stuff means. Put it back on. Make sure that these are matched. Kind of snap it, then twist it, and it's on. Bam. To get it off, twist it, pop it, get it back on. Here, twist, and bam, Bob's your uncle. All right, that's how you do it. All right, we're going to try to pair this with the telescope so that we can lock in our stars and planets when we're trying to find them. So the first thing we got to do is come and turn this on, right? All right, so now we've got it turned on, and now we can use these controls to maneuver the telescope. What I've got to do is I've got to first get an object, which is this, the top of that pole. I'm going to try to get in focus. And then I'm going to try to line up the red dot, which is inside of here, on that. And that way, when we're trying to look at stars, we're going to be able to find them. Or when we're trying to look at, you know, Jupiter or any of the planets. So to do that, we've got to turn this, and we got to turn this to adjust that. But we're not going to do that yet because I haven't even turned it on. This turns it on. That turns it off, right? On, off. So just remember that. And so now we're just got to look through this, and we got to try to get, first of all, I got to try to get it pointed at that object. So what I'm going to first do is move it this way. Whoops, wrong way. This way. Until I look at this, the front of it, and I see it's kind of lined up with it. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at that little dot right there, and I'm looking to see if I've got it kind of lined up. Now I got to come up a little bit. So I'm going to press this button here, right? All right, so I'm thinking that that might be good. Let me drop it a little bit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look through the viewfinder, or whatever you call that thing right there, and see if we can see it. And then we're going to focus down here. I guess I could take this off of here, right? I don't know why that is on here. But it shows me, it's telling me, don't look directly into the sun. It's probably a good idea, right? You'll burn your eyeballs out. All right, so let's see if we can get this in there, right? All right, so we're going to try to go up I'm going to try to see if I can see this. Go closer to the tree. Now I got to come down. Okay, got it. Oh, shit. That took a while. Oh my God, that took me 8 minutes to get. All right, I don't know if you can see it or not. There it is. That's it. And let me show you. See it over there? That's the top of that. Go back down to 1. And if you look in here, there it is. This is kind of hard to do. Anyway, we got it. Now we've got to get this thing lined up right on it with the red dot, but I'm not getting my red dot for some reason. So when I look through it here, I'm supposed to be seeing a red dot in there. You follow me? And I just don't see it. And if I can get that red dot locked onto that spot, then we're good. So let me try and do that. Okay. And I don't even see my red dot. Like I'm looking everywhere for it. It was there before. I turned it, oh, there we go. Now I got it. Now I've got to use these to get my dot in the right spot. So I'm moving it down. I got to move it this way. Oops. I got to use this here. So now I'm pulling it over. Oh man, so close. I'm almost on it. But I got to get it perfect. Very close. Okay, now I got to come up a little bit. You see. All right, now I got to come over. Oh shoot, I'm right on it. Okay, let's see if you guys can see this. All right, so if you look in there, you should see that red dot right on it. And then if I look in here, yeah, we're good. So I'm going in here. It's right on the top of our thing out there. So my red dot is right directly on the very top of that. That's what I'm focusing in on. And over here, when I look in here, here she be. That's what the dot is on. That's where the dot is, right there. So now let's look in here, see if you guys can see it. I don't know if it'll focus. But that's where we want our dot. And I think we're good. I think we just calibrated that bad boy, and we're looking nice. So anyway, this is the thing that I turn to move it, and this one here. You're gonna have to play with it. As you do it, it goes up and down and moves sideways. Same thing here. If you hit this, you're gonna knock it out of alignment. So you wanna not, once you got it figured out, you don't wanna do anything with it. You wanna keep it just like it is. So try not to hit that with your hand. And then just remember to turn it off when you're done. And the way you do that is like this. And that'll keep the battery good. And bam, Bob's your uncle, we're good. We got her set, and now tonight, we'll go ahead and try to calibrate it on some of the stars. And also don't forget to turn it off when you're done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off here. Bam, Bob's your uncle.